Om. 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 Sairam. Just to recollect what we were discussing last week, I think the question which we were discussing before we wound up the session was Swami's statement that devotees sometimes pay attention to their love and how deep their love for the Lord is. And in that process, they may not pay attention to what the Lord's preferences are. And Swami says they have to pay attention to every thought, word, and deed which they do on the touchstone of what the Lord has declared as his preferences. And so there was a lot of discussion. So how do we know what the Lord's declared preferences are? Whatever we are doing in the name of sadhana, do they fall under that declaration? Was a question I think Sister Vasudha had asked. Unfortunately, she doesn't seem to be there yet. But the question was there. And I think there are various suggestions given by people. I think some sisters said, we dedicate every action we do to Swami. We cut the vegetables, taking Swami's instruction that we are cutting away the bad qualities and things like that. So I think we did not have sufficient time to discuss fully. So I will stop there and I will, the sisters can reread this paragraph and then we can continue the discussion, Saira.
But people generally do not follow this ideal of bhakti, nor do they think about the implications of what that ideal. They pay attention only to the love that the devotee has to the Lord. And in the process, they do not pay much attention to the dharma and the karma which the Lord approves or appreciates. This is why Krishna says, karma which pleases the Lord is superior to the karma which fulfills the yearnings of the devotee. Whatever the devotee does or thinks or plans or observes, he should draw down the grace of God. He should not be subject to his own will. He should be in accordance with his will. The devotee must test every thought and feeling on the touchstone of the Lord's declared preferences.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhagawan. So this is what we read. So I think so there was some I think interest in knowing what Swami's declared preferences are. So I will again open it up for discussion. If anyone has thought about it, you can share. I think maybe I will pose the question. I don't know whether everyone is trying to listen to the declaration or not. But, can we at least list some, declared preferences of Swami, and how did we come to know? Then is that the exhaustive list of declared preferences? Those are some questions I think which we can try to answer. So I will list the questions again. Does anyone want to share any declared preferences they consider? Question number two, do we have a comprehensive list of declared preferences? Number three, what do we do with wherever we are?
Sorry, Uncle. I think in Sandeha Nivarani, Swami had listed out like 40 something kind of dues. And I think what a devotee should do.
Thank you.
I think like that's always the hard part, is to know what Swami would want to do. So I think participating in these study circles, and more we read of Swami's discourses, I think in every situation, then we have a clear idea of what Swami would want us to do.
Thank you, Kalyani. Thank you. Yes, it's Shivani.
Sai Raman. So I'm just thinking, thank you, sister, for pointing out that Swami has listed that. And just to add to that, especially I'm just thinking about myself, that first thing is on a spiritual path, and I think you have said that unity in your word, thoughts, and deed, and many times it has been coming over and over. When we have bad thoughts, we always have that unity in our word, thoughts, and deeds. So I guess the first thing is, when we have unity in your word, thoughts, and deed, that brings purity, right? That makes you, and that's what you see in divine quality in Bhagawan. Whatever he has said, thought, or did, there's such a great alignment. I mean, there was an alignment. So I guess that's the first step, and that might take ages for people. So my thought on that is, just first thing is unity in your word, thoughts, and deed. And what we all, in Science Center, we see love all, serve all, love ever, hurt never. I think those are the few things that, if we can live by that, we are pleasing our Lord. So,
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please? Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. So our action and the thought supposed to be around the God. So we always say we are Bhakta of the Swami, but whether we have to think other way around, whether he accepted or not. How we can find out? Our consciousness always tell you before doing anything, whether it's right or wrong, whatever the words, thoughts, once you apply the words and thoughts, deeds, you will know. So we have to follow whatever on the Shastras or Vedas. If you don't know, you can follow that one. You can practice that one. So then if you don't have ego, anything, that will tell you that you are doing on behalf of the Lord. Thank you, Saira.
Sairam, brother. I guess there is nothing. I think everyone. Thanks for everyone sharing. So basically, I think, sister, just to summarize, Sister Shivani said about practicing thought, word, and deed, oneness in thought, word, and deed. So I think that's something which we can strive to practice. And I think, as Kalyani said, We may not know the complete, we don't have a comprehensive list. There are 40 listed. The Sandhya Nivarani, maybe we all should go and revise them. That will be good, because very practical tips Swami has given there. And number 3, I think, as she mentioned, we should always recognize the fact that we may not have a comprehensive list of preferences, understanding. We may have some idea of what we think are Swami's core teachings. Yes, Sister Aruna, I will stop. Please share.
Brother, sorry, brother, you can finish your things.
No, I'm summarizing whatever others have said. But if you have something to add, I think you should add it before I summarize.
Oh, okay. Brother, just a thought. See, word, thoughts, and deeds, when you are summarizing it, then it didn't come to my mind all this time. But I'm just saying, so somebody's word, thoughts, and deeds, in their perspective, it may be right. Okay. So they say, oh, whatever I think is right. So that's my how I'm doing it. In that sense, how we will deal with that, like now the current any situations, you can see the point is there, right? My words and thoughts and deeds are right. So what basis now we'll say this is not right, this is mine is right, or we just leave it to go? We don't always on spiritual progress is, I always believe, is you and yourself only. But when we talk, so the word, thought, deeds is for only to see within ourselves only, not to see from others' point of view and all. Just I was thinking, so I thought to ask that also in this.
So that's a good point, sister. Swami has always said that generally, apparently, everyone has good coordination of thought, word, and deed when we have to do something bad. Okay. Number 1. So there is some criteria, I guess, as to what the activities where your thought, word, and deed should be the same. Number 2, I think you also brought up the point. In our heart, we may think we know it right. But to what degree is it right is a question you're asking. So we may have thought, word, and deed the same, but is it really right? Because we may imagine it to be the right thing to do. So is that sufficient is, I think, the question you're asking. Or should we do something more than that? So I'll just paraphrase just so that I understand the question.
Yes, brother, that's right. Because within you, in your individual perspective, that is right.
Yes,
but
everyone
within
feels
that,
that
also with limited to your knowledge.
Very good. That's very true, sister.
Thank you.
Okay, I will just throw those 2 questions out there. So I think I can't summarize now. So as Auntie Saku.
Yes, Aruna's question is perfectly right, because when you start individual part, you are identifying yourself with your body, and then you think whatever you are thinking is right, whatever you are doing is right, whatever you are saying is right. But what Baba wants us to do is to follow the dharma that has been laid down by the Shastras, which he has taught us. All through his lifetime, he has taught us what are the dharmas that the Shastras have given to the human beings. If we have to follow those dharma, not our individual ideas and thoughts and words and deeds, that is wrong. We have to go by what the Shastras have said. That is what the Lord has given us, Lord Krishna and Lord Sai has given us. So we have to, as Kalyani said, he has given 40 odd suggestions. We should be knowing that for us to conduct our life. Thank you, Saina.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Thank you. Yes, Brother Thasan.
So, Sairam, brother, it's a nice question. So, words, thoughts, deeds, someone can say up to his level is correct. But for an example, in a spiritual place, when you have meetings, people argue, people throw even chairs. So, and people doesn't know even that spiritual practice because they think they know everything. So, in that case, he may think he's right, but because they are in the dark. So if we don't have the jnana, if we don't have the shastras, and if you don't go through any spiritual studies thing, they don't understand this one, and they're not going to listen nobody. So this is the because of this kind of problem only. Even we can see so many our Hindus making so many mistakes here. I'm not particularly attacking or any religious or anything. The whole mistake is that they are in the dark, so they have to come out with the light. That means they have to read some books. They have nowadays very hard. I can see people are reading the books, spiritual books. They don't have any spiritual knowledge. That is the reason they creating a lot of problems too. Sairam, brother.
Sairam, brother, thank you very much. I just wanted to clarify. If there are chairs flying, I don't think that's a spiritual place. I think then we are deluding ourselves.
Yeah, that is the reason they don't have the spiritual knowledge. They are not practicing nothing, but they think they are correct. It's like a social place.
Okay, brother, thank you. Any other thoughts, please? Or if everyone is fine, then I will continue with the summarization. So we understand that the thought, word, and deed should be right, but the thought, word, and deed should follow what is laid down in the Shastras. So I think that's a clarification. Yes, Brother Yoga Kumar.
Kannapanayanar is told me to Lord Shiva. His word out is correct. So I'm accepting. And to explain that one. Can you hear me?
Yes, you have gone to Kannapanayanar.
Yeah, that's because he told me his word out is correct. So he doesn't know.
So is that good enough, brother? That's your point?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, brother. So Brother Yokumaran says, there's an example of Kannapanayanar. Though he was not knowledgeable enough, his thought, word, and deed was such that he loved the Lord and he was willing to sacrifice anything that the Lord accepted. So that's his point. So I will open it up for everyone to. I know we can never evaluate a devotee's devotion. So can we also categorize ourselves and in any activity and see if Kannapanayanar did it, we can also do it. And the Lord will accept.
So, Saram, brother, the Kannapanayanar is between God and himself. Not help, love all, serve all is not coming under there, because he is dealing directly with the Lord. So he can prepare his any part of the body. So we are not going to do that one. We are talking about common places. Even though Kannapanayanar did that, offered that meat, and but the Lord didn't accept that one. Then he tried to give his own eye, but that is coming from his heart. At most, so words, thoughts, deeds are there. That is my understanding. Thank you, Brother Saira.
Thank you very much, brother. Sairam Narmada, please go ahead.
Sarah, I was going to say something similar to what Uncle Dasan said. Kannapanayanar was was one with God. He didn't even feel the pain. He was able to remove his own eye and give it to the Lord. And also he was able to feel God or empathy or something like that. He saw God bleeding and he wanted to offer his own eye. So that sort of love, I don't know any one of us, I can speak for myself, we are not there yet. So if we are there, that's a different level of bhakti. Because of that, I don't think we can compare ourselves, or at least I can't compare myself with Kanappa Nayanar in that sense.
Thank you, Sister Mother. Thank you. Brother Yokumar, you still have your hand up.
Yes, wait. Because can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah. Because whatever he offers. But once we know that's wrong, we shouldn't do that. He didn't know. He didn't understand. He doesn't put to serve the need. He's right. On his person don't accept that. But we do sometimes. If we know it is wrong, but we do. That's not good. Is it right?
Yes, thank you, brother. Thank you very much. So I think Brother Yokumaran's point is, even if we are genuinely have so much love for the Lord, even if we are ignorant of something, the Lord will accept, because our thought, word, and deed are there, and we have a lot of love for the Lord. We are willing to sacrifice ourselves. But Brother Yokumaran says, if we have the knowledge that something is wrong, then we should not use Kanappa Nayanar as example, and we can escape with excuses. And that's what Brother Yokumaran said. So as long as we're genuinely in love with the Lord will help us to reach wherever we have to, and he will grant us the knowledge also. So that's the story of Kanappa Nayanar. So I think going back to summarization, so we have looked at thought, word, and deed, how much we know, and what we have to do to continuously improve our knowledge and awareness. Because sometimes Swami may have given so many instructions, we may forget. And coming together and reading, rereading, revising helps us to always know what the Lord wants us to do, as what are his preference, and that will help us to get to the place where we will be able to do what the Lord wants us to do, and through that we will earn his love. We all have our love for the Lord, and I think the Lord loves us for that, but he is waiting for us to get to a place where we earn the love by doing what he wants us to do. So I thought that's a good summary. It's a good discussion for all of us, so that we continue with more fervor towards the Lord, to acquire his love. Okay, so if everyone is okay, we can read the next paragraph.
The Gita declares that though a person may have deep devotion to the Lord, he cannot be called a bhakta if he lives without regard to the commands of the Lord. That is the dharma laid down in the Shastras, which embody his orders revealed to saints and seers. It is in this sense that Krishna uses the word bhaktiman when he declares in the Gita, Bhaktiman yasa me priya. The devotee is very dear to me. Should I go on, or should
I think let's stop here. Thank you, then. So Sairam, everyone. So I think Swami is still continuing on the same vein of what the Lord prefers. So if anyone would like to.
Can you do the Telugu too?
Oh, okay, Auntie.
Okay. Adhe Bhaktiman, that paragraph is
Yes.
it's Atlukaka Bhagavantuni, is that the way how
Yes,
it starts?
Auntie. Yes, Atlukaka.
Atlukaka భగవంతుని యందు గాఢముకు ప్రేమ విశ్వాసములుండియు భగవదాజ్ఞకు విరోధముగా కాని విరుద్ధముగా కాని లేక భగవానుని శాసనమైన శాస్త్రం నందు తెలుపబడిన ధర్మములకు విరుద్ధముగా కాని ప్రవర్తించిన అట్టివారు భక్తులు కారని కూడా తెలుపుచున్నది గీత. Oh, that's a last sentence. Sorry, I think I did it. Can I just stop and ask you to?
Yes, Auntie. Yes.
అట్లు కాక భగవంతుని యందు గాఢముకు ప్రేమ విశ్వాసము ఉండియు.
So if we not on instead of that, even if we have very deep and strong devotion and love for the Lord,
భగవదాజ్ఞకు విరుద్ధముగా కానీ,
even I missed the Vishwasam. Even not only we have deep devotion, we also have total faith in the Lord.
faith also, yeah.
Okay. Swami says if we engage in actions which are contrary to what the Lord's command is.
లేక భగవానుని శాసనమైన శాస్త్రమునందు తెలుపబడిన ధర్మములకు విరుద్ధముగా కానీ,
or we actions which are contrary to the laws laid down by the Lord in the Shastras,
yeah,
dharmas which are laid down in the Shastras,
ప్రవర్తించిన, if we behave, అట్టివారు భక్తులు కారు అని కూడా తెలుపుచున్నది గీత.
So the Gita says such people cannot be called devotees.
Yeah. Again, అదియే భక్తిమాన్ యస్ సమే ప్రియ అని కృష్ణుడు తెలుపుట్లో భావము.
So this has been stated by the Lord by the declaration in the Gita, Bhaktiman yaha na me same priya.
Same priya.
Okay, so
I think there is a mistake here in Telugu version. Name priya.
Yes, it should be same priya. Yeah, sorry. So same priya. So Swami says such a person, such a devotee is a very dear devotee to me.
అని తెలుపుట్లో భావము భక్తుడు ఏ కర్మములు ఆచరించినను,
if such in that feeling, if any devotee, whatever action they perform,
మమ కర్మ అని భావించకూడదు.
they should not think that it is with the idea my actions.
My action. I think we stopped here, no? Yeah, we stopped here.
Yes. Anyone would like to? Swami is continuing in the same vein. It's again repeating that I thought concept that we should listen to the commandments of the Lord, or we should also listen to the commandments of the Lord laid down in the Shastras. And if we do not follow them, we cannot be called a devotee. I think Brother Yokumar, and I don't know whether you raised your hand now or whether you is from before.
Sorry, I will remove that. Sorry.
Okay, brother, I will remove it. Brother Dasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. So we say that we are a Bhaktiman, but if you look at the Mahabharata or Ramayanam, even Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, they all meditate or tabas, and they did their achievement whatever they like. Even if you look at that Bhishma, Karnan, they all at the same time Dronacharya, they all Bhaktiman too. But they didn't look at other way around whether the Lord is going to treat as a good Bhaktiman. But if you look at other way around, Abhisanan and Pragaladan, Lord Anuman, they are both way. So they are the real Bhaktiman where the Lord like them as a bhaktas. Thank you, Sairam.
Thank you very much, Brother Saira. Yes, Narmata.
Saramana, it's a question here. So as I was listening to this, so Swami here is saying, the love only, or the, having the bhakti only is not enough. So you have to follow what the laws or what Swami has said the devotee should do, or everything, knowingly. So my question is, what if a devotee unknowingly doesn't follow? Because by reading these books and what Swami has said, yes, then we come to know, then we follow, right? We have to follow. What if someone has a lot of love and bhakti, but don't know certain things that Swami may have said you should not do this, and they are doing it because they don't know Swami has said that? In that case, how does Swami define? I'm just thinking, because not everyone knows everything that Swami has said, right? Some people are just getting to the fold of following study circles, and although there are people who don't do that or haven't come across. So I'm just questioning, because I'm also trying to figure out, what if I've done something or doing something that I don't know yet that Swami has said. So just to understand that.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a good question, sister. Sister Aruna, you have something to say?
Brother, just saying, if you have love towards God, then you will try to find out what pleases Swami, what pleases the Lord. So you will try to understand, right? Just you want to do whatever you want to do. That is, if you have real love for Swami. And brother, even though the Shastras, everything we cannot read, even as a Swami's devotee, Swami has written the books, right? That is, I think, for Sai devotees is self-sufficient. I think so. Then the other part is, so the one Swami here, Swami has said about, he has revealed to the saint and seers. What is that? That is referring to the Shastras. Then I'm thinking to which one Swami is really referring here, which Shastras are, is only the Vedam or anything else we have? That I just wanted to understand a little more. Thank you, Sai.
Sister, you already said that Swami has written, but then you're asking what else is out there.
Swami has also saying that, right? Which embody his orders revealed to saints and things. So which one Swami is referring there?
Okay, good, sister.
Okay,
Good.
thank you. Sai.
Sister Shivani.
Hi, Ram. I was just thinking along what Sister Narmada has mentioned. Studying the whole Shastras and all of those things is like take the whole life. So until then, this is exactly. So until I get that to the stage of that jnani or wisdom, what happened in between my actions? Like what happened? I am still a jnani, right? So until I get that understanding, okay, Shastras has said, the Vahinis have said that, Bhagawan has laid down. By the time I read in my this house, doing the household work and reading and applying and being practical on that, I'm just thinking out loud here. How Gopikas and Radhas, I don't know how Jnani, I think once you have mentioned that they were, I don't know, they were Jnani but they had so much love and devotion that every act was so pure. So until we reach to that wisdom stage through reading or through satsang or whatever, if every act is devoted, first of all, identifying I am a jnani is the first step in a spiritual path. I think that's just offering to Bhagawan that egoism. That's what I'm understanding. Just the mere fact accepting it, there is no I, there is no me. Bhagawan, you are everything, that itself, he will take over them. Then the minute we gave, I think that's what Arjun said. Initially, he was taking the lead. Okay, what if this, what if this? The minute he said, no, you tell me and I'll I'll do whatever you say. He just let go the egoism. He was not holding I part. And Bhagawan said, okay, now it's my time and I'll do what is right. So I think, to me, what I'm hearing is the first step, accepting there is no I. You are everything. I think every act will automatically, through our consciousness or super consciousness, that whatever we can say, Bhagavan recite in us, we will see how he works through us. That's my understanding through reading. Sairam.
Sairam, such a thank you. Auntie Saku.
Yes, in the Sandeha Nivarni, one of his suggestions is remove all the unreal ideas, opinions, and acts. When you do that, the truth will reveal. That is, you know you are not the body. The body is not real. Your Atma is real. Then you will understand that same Atma is in every creation of God. This is not something new to us. Baba has taught us, and even in Bhagavad Gita, it has been repeated so many times. So you don't need to get frightened. We have already learned that. So we have to understand that you have to understand yourself. Your body is not real, your Atma is real. Then you will know that every being in this earth is real. That is the first thing Baba says, remove all the unreal ideas and opinions and acts. That is easy for us to think, to doing it. Shivani just said it. Not that you don't believe in your small eye, you believe in your big eye. And then who is in all the creation? The big eye is in all the creation as Atma. So then you will not have egoistic ideas and egoistic, you won't think along with your body to do anything in your prayers or in your devotion. Thank you, Saira.
Thank
Sairam.
you. Yes, Auntie, please go ahead.
I would like to talk about this Bhaktimanya Same Priyaha. In Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, Krishna lists a few verses over who is dear to me. One I can just say, Mayarpita Manobuddhihi. Mayarpita Manobuddhihi Yo Me Bhakta Same Priyaha. That devotee is dear to me. The one who surrenders his manas, his mind and intellect to me. So we come across those verses and then, we can have an idea. And Swami repeats the same thing in Sandeha Nivarani, the same thing is translated there. So whatever we do, it's not my work, my action, it's somebody, God's action. You should not distinguish, you should not make a difference between secular things and spiritual things. Every action, even if it is secular, if it is just arpan, that is surrender to the Lord, that becomes we become dear to Swami Bhagavan. That's what Swami is trying to tell us here. Bhaktiman ye same priya. Bhaktiman yah same priya. The devotee is very dear to me. I think there in the few verses, Bhagavan is explaining who is dear to him. Sairam.
Sairam, Auntie, thank you. Saku Auntie, you have your hand up.
So, Sairam, brother,
Yes.
the person who attached to power, money, ego, they are not going to come under the bhakti because they are far away. And we are talking about the people not greedy with the power, money, and the ego. And they will definitely understand what they are doing and which path they are going. Thank you, Brother Sairam.
Sairam, brother. So I think just to take stock of where we are and what the questions outstanding are, I think so. I think Narmada had asked the question, what happens if you don't do something? I think Sister Shivani answered to some extent, I guess, that, even we don't know, and if we made a mistake, what happens until we come to know. So I think if anyone else has something to say about that, please do so. Then Sister Aruna's question is also outstanding, which is, what else should we study? I think that's also an outstanding question. Does anyone have something to add? Okay, Sister Narmada, I think for your question, maybe I will share my thinking. See, when the Lord is making the statement that, the devotees who love me should not stop with that. They should also find out what is dear to me and then do that. So from that, what I understand is that the Lord acknowledges our love, but he says that's not good enough. So the thing is, as I think Sister Aruna already said, when we love the Lord, we will always try to find out. So I think then the question is, so there's no punishment for a devotee who loves the Lord, who may not be doing what the Lord wants us to do. I don't think we are going to be punished. So I think that's my thinking. But however, we may not achieve our final object until we implement whatever he wants us to do. So I don't know whether he will, be lenient there. But Swami always says, if somebody is almost close to passing marks, they may get some grace marks and they'll be passed. And so hopefully we can hope for that. So I think the Lord will be more and more happy the more we make efforts to find out what he wants us to do. I think that will earn his love more and more, even if you have not succeeded or read everything which he has taught. So I think there's nothing to be worried about, but the more effort we put, I think the more grace we will get, commensurate with our effort and our keen interest. I think that's the way I understand. So I don't think we should worry that we don't know everything. I think Sister Shivani was also telling, we will never learn all the Vedas and Shastras. It's impossible. But the thing is, I think the process is more important. And our continuous yearning and effort is important, I think. And I think the Lord will be happy with that. Ultimately, whatever we may read or study, without his grace, we cannot even understand. So that's the reality. I think that's the way I understand, to complement whatever others have also shared.
Sairam,
Yes,
I
Auntie.
I feel the intention behind our actions also matter a lot. Because even we are committing some mistake, not knowing fully well that I am committing mistake, then this innocence is behind it. But if a person knowing fully well and he just commits something which is wrong, and Bhagavan will teach us in a way, we will correct ourselves. The awareness will come to us, what I did was wrong, and then Swami would definitely teach us in a very, very loving way, yes, what you have done is wrong. So we will correct ourselves, we will stand always corrected by Swami's grace. Saira.
Thank you very much, Auntie.
Can I say one thing? I don't know if it's related,
No,
but
sisters, no.
please.
Go ahead.
Auntie, you're a prime example. Paramam Pavitram Baba Vibhutim. How did it come? He thought like the love you have for him. You don't need to think, you're sitting, and then that came automatically. Isn't it beautiful? That's what I'm trying to say. It's just I think the problem with us is we are not acknowledging I'm a jnani. I don't have wisdom. We are not acknowledging that. The first step is the minute we'll say you are everything. See how I'm like I can't get over how beautifully that bhajan or it Bhagawan has accepted. Now we all are reciting it.
Bhavani.
Right?
Oh, sorry,
Shivani. Oh, nice name. Actually, nice name. In my next birth,
Shivani,
I will have
Bhavani.
that.
Shivani, you know, we all have to think that Swami is the doer.
Yes.
Swami is the
Yes.
doer. What do I know? He just sang through me. That's all I can say. He sang through me, and maybe his grace on this individual soul. Sai Ram.
Because you let go, you let it go, right? You just said, just speak through. Sorry. Thank you,
I'm
Brother Arun, allowing me to talk.
Auntie Sakku, please go ahead.
Sairam, Baba has told many times in his discourses, you may say you are Sai devotee, but it all depends. I have to accept you as a Sai devotee. Only I will have to see whether you are practicing all what I have been saying to you all. That is more important to me than you say you love me and you are devoted to me. But as Baba says, I have to accept you as a Sai devotee. For that, you have to follow all the teachings I have spoken and given to you. So I am bringing that point because if we have a end goal, you cannot say, I love you, Swami, I love you. But that extent, can you become a Kannapanayana, sacrificing your own eyes? Then you are a good devotee. Otherwise, we are living in this world. If we have to get to that goal, we have to be more working hard to practice all what Baba has told us. Saira.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Thank you. I think we have a good discussion about, I think we have sort of covered all the questions in this paragraph reasonably well. If everyone is okay, we can proceed to the next paragraph.
Okay. Whatever be.
Again, whatever act a bhakta does, he should not feel that it is mama karma or my karma. Krishna says that it must be conceived as karma for the Lord, by the Lord. Ishvariya karma. Usually people feel that some acts are theirs and others are the Lord's. This is not the mark of the true bhakta. If all acts are felt as the Lord's, they will not be tarnished by egoism or the taint of mind.
Okay. Yeah, shall I read Telugu?
Yes, Auntie, please, Auntie.
భక్తుడు ఏ కర్మములు ఆచరించినను తాను మమ కర్మ అని భావించకూడదు.
So the devotee, whatever acts he performs, he should never think that they are my actions. With sense of mind.
ఈశ్వరీయ కర్మగా ఉండవలెనని కూడాను తెలుపుచున్నాడు.
That all these actions should be of the Lord. That should be the thought. That's what the Lord is teaching.
అనగా కొన్ని కర్మలు తనవి గాని మరికొన్ని కర్మలు భగవంతునివి గాను భావించుచుందురు.
People sometimes think that some actions are theirs and some actions are the Lord's.
అట్లు భావించుట భక్తుని లక్షణము కాదు.
Thinking thus, considering it that way, is not a characteristic of a devotee.
సర్వ కర్మలు భగవద్ అర్పితమైన కర్మలుగా భావించిన
If all actions are considered as actions offered to the Lord.
అభిమాన మమకారములందున చేరువు అందున చేరువు.
So the ego and attachment will not be there in those actions.
మమకార అభిమానములను నిర్మూలనము చేసుకొను సాధనే భక్తి.
So bhakti, the sadhana of practice, bhakti, devotion, is where we completely remove the minus and the ego.
I think we have not read that next sentence, next paragraph, but
Okay.
here it is. Sairam.
Sairam, thank you, Auntie. So Swami here is introducing the concept of mamakara and ahankara, the minus and minus. So I will stop here. Anyone would like to share any thoughts, please do so.
Uncle, in the first line, you said that all these actions should be thought of as of the Lord. Is that right?
Yeah, so Ishwariya karma, before the first sentence says we should not consider any action as ours.
Ours. ఏ కర్మములు ఆచరించును తాను మమ కర్మ అని భావించకూడదు. You should not feel that it's my karma. That's the first sentence.
Then he says Ishwariya karma muga undavalani.
It should be like Ishwariya karma.
So all the actions should be considered as God's actions.
God's.
Ishwariya is God's.
God's.
Yes.
Of God. And what's the difference between abhimana and ahamkara?
It's the same thing. Abhimana is pride, the sense of I-ness when we do any action. So, Auntie, sariya adu?
Ego சொல்லலாம்.
Ego.
We claim ours, whatever actions we do, I did it. We say, go and say, that I. Small I.
So this is different from just...
But it's a difference. Ahankara is to think that I am the body. And then abhimana is this body is doing. The body which is me is doing. So, it's sort of related to ahankara, which stems from ahankara. Okay, go ahead, Kalyani. You were able to say something.
So what Swami is saying here is different from just offering all your actions to God. This is like one step higher than that, to think that you're not even doing the actions, that only God is doing the actions.
Yeah. Krishna arpanamastu, Sai arpanamastu. That's it.
So even the doership is offered. Not only the act and the fruits, even the doership is also offered to the Lord.
Is that something that's even possible that you can try to do? No, because I feel like that's so hard to just think that you're not acting, or you can't.
Yeah, so I'll open it up for discussion. So I think we can offer the fruits. At the end of it, we can say, "Oh Lord, we have offered it to you." So is it possible for us to think that the Lord is doing? I think that's Kalyan's question. Is it at all possible? And if at all, then how do we do it?
When you are doing that, Lord is doing the job, it is to him we offer. That's all. Where else can we offer?
Yes, Brother Yo Kumar.
No, whatever we do, but nobody noticed that. We don't know about those things. After 20 years, they give you a Nobel Prize. Then you don't run behind that. Oh, this is I did that one. Give me that Nobel Prize. Then you lose all the things, whatever you did. That's what I think I saw.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you. So brother is saying that we should not seek any recognition for whatever we do.
That's correct.
Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yes, Sairam, brother. So here in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said, whatever you offer, even a leaf, even a water, even a fruit, with a love and bhakti, if you offer to me, I will accept that one because of the bhakti. So here, from the bhakti only you can kill the ego. That is the main tool. But for that, our action and thoughts supposed to be always around the Lord. Then, uh, then just for an example, if we are in a bad situation, we pray the Lord. When the bad situation is cleared, then we go back to the regular routine. That is not good. That's what Swami is saying here too. Thank you, Sairam brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone?
Kartrut- Sorry,
Yes,
sorry.
Aunty. No, go ahead, Aunty.
Kartrutva and bhoktrutva. That's in first we learned that about nishkama karma. Don't expect any fruits from whatever actions you do. Now Swami is asking, even the doership also should be offered to the Lord. So he is the one who is the kartru, and he is the one who bhoktra. He will take care of both the things, I think. Sairam.
Thank you, Aunty. I think Kalyani's question is coming from this infinite loop. Like, for example, I do something and then I say, oh, the doership also I am offering to you. In that I am offering also, then I am doing some action. Then I am offering the thought of I am offering, so there's no end. So Kalyani, the only way we can forget that we are the doer is to forget ourselves in the act of doing anything. That, our thought of us itself should not arise.
But the thought will persist until we are in this body. That thought will be there. Even to forget about that thought, it requires a lot of hard work. They're offering, yes, I am offering, I can say, orally I can say, but am I really forgetting myself? That question comes next. That is Kalyani's question.
Yes.
How about rather than offering him after or when you're doing it, before you do the act, just say, Bhagawan, take this body and let it just work the way you have planned it to be. So, and then move forward.
Yeah.
Brother,
Sorry, I just pressed. Yes, I finished. I'm finished.
Sister Shivani is saying that I is finished for her.
Oh,
I is finished.
okay. Yes, I finished.
I am finished, she said.
Yes. Brother, just a thought of like the body is given to realizing, right? So obviously you have to feel that any action was we have to reach to a point where you feel that he is doing it. So is there any experience that you can share for us, or anyone can share, that you felt it, that God is doing it for you? And yeah, I think every devotee would have come across this. I think myself, I don't know, don't ask me my things, but I'm just asking. Brother, you would have come across something, or Mani Aunty, you also can share it, Mani Aunty.
I tell you, I was sorry, go ahead.
No,
Something
Sakku
I was.
Aunty. Wait,
Sakku
Sister
Aunty.
Shivani, we'll ask Aunty Sakku, because Swami is going to talk through her.
Yes.
So I am saying, Kalyani is you have to offer your doership too, right? So I'm thinking, can't we request God or Sai or Krishna, please do all actions and thoughts and words through my body.
So, Auntie, did you surrender yourself?
Yeah.
So then that surrendering you did, no?
Yeah.
So
This is confusing. Doing everything. So surrendering the doership is very confusing
who surrendered the doership? It's you or Swami?
to Swami.
No. Who surrendered it to Swami? Is my question.
This Atma surrendered.
Mind. Mind is surrendering, right?
Yes.
I don't.
Okay, Sister Shivani, please.
You know why I was so excited to share, because I was just reading my notebook where I document whatever thoughts I have. I remember when coming back to the question you were saying, have you experienced that Swami has? I went for an interview, and before that, like couple of weeks prior to that interview, I read or I heard where Swami, there was some big event was there at Prashanti, and the person at the mic couldn't speak because Bhagawan controls something. Maybe Brother Aruno, you can correct me that there was something that devotee couldn't speak and he has to look at Bhagawan, please allow me to speak. He couldn't. Bhagawan was kind of controlling, and then he didn't allow. I mean, he was not able to speak. And I said, how can you do that? Like somebody's standing on the mic and then the person couldn't speak. I was keep asking him that, how could you? I mean, is it possible? Lo behold, went for the interview, took him with me, and I literally in my mind, I made him sit there. Okay, I'm going to get the interview. Can you just sit here? Can you just talk through me, whatever it is, whether I'll get it? And I was quite keen in to get that interview. I didn't get it. I didn't get that job. You won't believe, sister, the last question they asked me on something on team, my mind is saying, my lips were ready to talk. The voice didn't come out. I still remember that moment. And I came home, I said, I couldn't speak? Like, I know the answer and I was ready to speak, and why didn't it come out of my mouth? And he answered me at the wrong time. I mean, his timing is right, my timing was wrong. But that's how he answers you. Sometimes you question him, he will tell you who he is. So he can speak through us, and he will let us know that if you surrender to him, there will be the time when you don't need to talk, and he will shut you down. Sorry. It was so interesting. I forgot about that moment, and I just read yesterday, so I'm so happy to share on this platform.
Thank you, sister. So Kalyani, I think based on that ego is the most difficult thing to get rid of. It'll persist through everything, and only through His grace that it can be removed. But until then, I think we can just offer or think of Him while doing some action. That the ultimate victory is to completely get rid of it, is what I understand. But I think Sister Shivani had mentioned about the gopis. They were not. They whatever they did, they didn't think that they are doing. They just naturally did it without the thought that they are in the process. They are doing anything, and they were just so consumed by the love for Krishna that they were not even aware of themselves. So once you are not aware of yourself, you're only thinking of the Lord. Naturally, it's completely offered to the Lord. But I think that comes only with total devotion, total love for the Lord. And I think if we work on cultivating that love slowly, one day maybe we will get to that point of forgetting everything, ourselves, the world, and only God, your object of love, is there, consuming everything, and you are completely forgotten yourself.
That's a good answer, Ratno. Thank you.
Silent.
I know.
Sairam, brother. So one more thing we can, I'm add to the point, brother. One more thing we can ask ourselves, who am I? We say, this is my mind, my hand, my leg, my body. So who is my? So everyone, because you will study the shastras and everything, then you can understand my mean that Atma. Who is Atma? That is Paramatma. So Paramatma is the one doing everything. Because there is a difference between when you ask who whose hand is my hand and everything you are separating. So that means if you ask that same question, what Ramakrishna Paramatma said, then you will get to know. Thank you, Saira.
Sairam, brother. Thank you.
Sairam.
Yes, Auntie.
Aruna's question, I'm sure, Arun, must have had lots of experiences where, you felt that God is doing everything and not you. You must have felt like that. Can you share any occasion?
Auntie, thank you so much.
Aruna is asking. So I am on behalf of her, I am asking you. Many occasions you must have felt that, Swami is
I'm
doing.
sure everyone has felt in some level, Auntie.
Everybody.
Everyone, just Sister Shivani said, there are many of our life situations, even sometimes when we face adversities. I think that's when I would say you become so numb, at some point you at the that final end of the threshold of pain, if it even it's mental, at some point you just become blank. And then what you find is the Lord takes you across. And that type of experience, if it can be relived, if we can recollect and relive, whenever anything comes, we can, get to that experience and say, the Lord is carrying. I think that's all we can do. I think all of us have that experience.
All of
We
us
would have had. It is just that we may forget it. Because there were times when there was so much trouble and, we will just call out to the Lord. And the Lord takes care. In great devotees' lives it has happened, and in each of our life also it has happened. But we don't realize and we don't cherish that moment, I think. So I think we cannot learn from somebody else's experience. We can only learn from our own experience, but by just observing our own lives, how we have come across challenges in life, how we have overcome them without any effort on our part. But sometimes we forget them. We are again distracted by the world. And again, we get it back into, I have to solve this problem. But if we hold on to that thought, we will never be worried about any situation. Because I think fundamental problem with us is we lose faith in ourselves and we lose faith in the Lord. That is when we become afraid, we have worries, because we have forgotten the times when the Lord took care of us. And I think not to forget those moments is the way we can hold on to that thought. And the more and more we recollect and keep fully aware of that, and I think we'll be fine. So all of us have had that experience. Let's take stock of that and hold on to that memory. So we can face life without any problem. And then, you will never feel, oh, I did this. You will never feel, I failed, I succeeded. You'll think the Lord is having his own game. We just go for the ride. Sometimes we will fail, sometimes we will succeed. Through all this, you will just enjoy the play of the Lord. And I think all of us have experiences. It's just a matter of remembering them at all times. I hope that answer is good enough.
Brother,
Thank you so much.
No, Sister Aruna and Auntie asked in a direct speech. You told us in indirect speech. We are asking in direct speech. Your
So okay,
experience.
so okay, I will give you. I think you want examples.
Thank you.
Okay, so you know what happened? It was 2000. I will just give one example. You know, in 2008, I worked for a bank. I was working for the in the treasury department. So in 2008, I hope you all know there was a big, huge financial crisis. I was working in what's called a liquidity management in the bank. So it was a liquidity crisis at that time for all financial institutions. I don't know how I ended up there. Just 3 months before only I got the job there, and the financial crisis started, and there was panic. So every day I had to prepare a report to say how long can the banks survive. You know, that's every day to prepare a report, and because during that crisis, every day 3 times we had to report, and the senior management looks at it. The CEO and his directs look at it every day. And as the days passed by, every day the crisis was getting worse. And one day, you know, and we had to provide the report 3 times. One day in the night, around 7, 8 p.m., we produce the report, which will be seen early morning by the executives as soon as they come into the office. And when I looked at it, the bank can survive only for 7 days. So I told the team which was working with me, I said, you go home. I want to recheck these numbers. Because the previous day, it was about 2 weeks. Now it has come down to 7 days. And the trend was not very good. So I remember I stayed at work till about past midnight. 2-3 times rechecking the numbers. And at that day, I got into the train and I knew the bank was in bad trouble, and I thought, what will happen to me? My job will go. I should have gone and withdrawn some money and come. We may not be able to withdraw. And all these sort of thoughts and fears just overtook me, and I was coming. And one of the most depressing, it was winter. I remember you feel so helpless. Helpless. I can't do anything to the bank, but I thought of my own home situation, and I said, that's the end of our life. Tomorrow, maybe next week, we'll be on the streets. You know, those were thoughts, which were very dark thoughts. And as I got down from the train, I was going out into the cold, and I got in a blast of wind, cold wind, and I said, Swami, even internally also struggle, everything seems bleak, and this unbearable, so much pain. Why is this happening, you know? And at that moment, I suddenly felt, I forgot all the problems, everything vanished, and I felt a sense of peace suddenly engulfing me. Suddenly, I thought the place was warm. And while I walked from the station to the car, as if Swami was singing. And I heard this, you know, bhajan, Premamayam Sathya Sai Jagat Sarvam Brahmamayam. You know, these are words I have never heard, tune I have never heard. It just, as soon as I heard that, everything vanished. So at that moment, I realized when we create a mental trauma where we think everything looks so bleak and we feel helpless. Sometimes God sends us to such places, creates those situations. That's the only way we will know that we are nothing, we are insignificant. This we think cannot do anything. And the next day morning, when I go to the office, the senior management took actions. By the end of the day, they had brought in funds, they called people, and the bank could survive for 3 months.
That's good.
So you know, I don't think even they themselves knew what they could have done. And then the central bank stepped in and all that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes we think that we are the doers, and
Yes.
and we always remember how many times we have failed, we couldn't do. And so I always recollect some of the situations and think,
Oh.
nothing is in our hands. Thinking that we have done something itself is such the biggest delusion. I just remind ourselves. I think that's all I can say. I hope that it's a good enough answer. But these are similar situations. In many times in my life, I've faced challenges which maybe I imagine them to be the worst. But that process of thinking that we are in the worst situation helps to get rid of our ego and know that the Lord is the only one who takes care. I hope that answers. I don't have anything better to share, Sister Shivani. I'm sure all of us have come across these situations. So it is
Thanks.
it's not that one person has this experience and others don't.
Can you sing the bhajan?
Oh.
Good
question. Good one. Thank you so much.
So I will sing the bhajan, So it was within, few seconds. I think just the way Auntie was saying how Paramam Pavitram came. It's like that. So I will sing the bhajan, it's Premamayam Satya Sai Mayam Jagat Sarvam Brahmamayam Amritamayam Anandamayam Sakaleshwarya Dhanadhanyamayam Shrimayam Chinmayam Jyotirmayam Paripurnalayam Premamayam Satya Sai Mayam.
Very good.
So actually the song itself was the answer to me. The Swami is telling this entire world is full of love. The entire world is God. The entire world is full of money and grains. Dhana Dhanyamaya. Because the Lord has created all this. Why are you, oh fool, why are you thinking that there's nothing? Because the world is me. What I have created all this. And it is full of joy. And why are you so sad? Why can't you experience? Those were things as if Swami was telling. And within few seconds, I was thinking, oh, Swami, you are taking care, so Sai-Ram. Sorry to bore you with this.
Thank you so much.
So I think always we should remind ourselves whenever we are in trouble, that is the best time to get rid of ego. And that is the greatest blessing. We should not. And then we know the Lord is taking care of us. That's a prayer of Kunti, Mother Kunti also. Give me troubles, so I will not have any ego. I will only think of you.
Correct. Okay. Can I share my experience?
Yes, Auntie, please. And now I think we should go to everyone and ask everyone to share.
Thank you, Mani Aunty, so much.
Yeah, okay. Sister Aruna, yours is the next turn. Okay, so go, Auntie, please go ahead.
Okay. While composing bhajans, again this I is not there. I is not there. Swami. Okay. Though I'm not very in those days, I did not know much about Sanskritam. But things which I never thought those words came to me. First is Sai Namadvayam Gnananandamayam Santasa Sukhamayam Sarva Janapriyam. Sai Namadvayam. There is 2 letters are there. Sai Namadvayam Gnananandamayam. It's full of wisdom. Santasa Sukhamayam Sarva Janapriyam. It is loved by all. These words, one day in the afternoon, same Akhand Bhajan time, when we were, suddenly these four words came to me, four words, this verse came to me. Then the Sheshgiri Rao, the first Purohit of Prashanti Nilayam, it is our Tata, what we call him. That Tata entered there. Somehow he came suddenly. Then I sang this to him. He was in tears. Amma, how did you get this? And I said, I'm not the person. Swami is the one who gave these words. And several occasions I have come across this. Swami takes up the whole thing. What he wants, he will get it done. That's why I have thought about it. The other thing, then Adi Ananta Sanatana hai, tu Satya Brahma Nava Nutana hai, Nitya Niketana Chetana hai, Hum Tujko Vandan Karte hain. That is in Hindi, these 4 lines. Adi Ananta Sanatan, he is old ancient. Satya Dharma Nava Nutana hai, this is always new. So these words, they're how they were just came to me, I don't know. That one of the songs which we were composing at that time. So Swami takes care of all these things, and then I felt when I look back, how did these words? I don't know how these words came to me. He is the one who he really took over. That's all I can say. And once when I was seeing A.R. Rahman's interview, he says, he said, he looks back at some of his compositions. He says, I wonder myself, how did it come to me? He says like that. So he is the Kavi. He is the one who is the poet. He does through people. That's all I can say. And whenever these things, when I look back, oh, Swami, you are there. You took over. That's it. Sai Ram. Thank you for the time.
Auntie, they will ask you to sing now. Kalyani would have asked. She's smiling.
Yes, yes.
I'll sing that bhajan.
Yeah, Auntie, sing, please.
Sai Namadvayam Gnananandamayam, Sai Namadvayam Gnananandamayam, Santasa Sukhamayam, Sarvajana Priyam, Santasa Sukhamayam, Sarvajana Priyam, Sai Namadvayam Gnananandamayam, Sai Namadvayam Gnananandamayam, Santasa Sukhamayam, Sarvajana Priyam, Santasa Sukhamayam, Sarvajana Priyam, Sai Namadvayam. Sai Ram.
Thank you so much, Auntie.
Sai Ram, Auntie. Adi
Auntie, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anant also, Auntie.
Yenappa? What is
Hindi bhajan. Hindi bhajan.
Oh,
Hindi.
हम तुझको शीश नवाते हैं, हे नाद ब्रह्म परमेश्वर। हम तुझको शीश नवाते हैं, हे नाद ब्रह्म परमेश्वर। हम तेरे ही गुण गाते हैं, हम तेरे ही गुण गाते हैं, हे वेद ब्रह्म जगदीश्वर। हम तुझको शीश नवाते हैं, हे नाद ब्रह्म परमेश्वर। तू आदि अनंत सनातन है, तो सत्य ब्रह्म नवनूतन है। तू आदि अनंत सनातन है, तो सत्य ब्रह्म नवनूतन है। तू नित्य निकेतन चेतन है, तू नित्य निकेतन चेतन है। हम तेरे वंदन करते हैं, हम तेरे वंदन करते हैं, हम तुझको शीश नवाते हैं, हे नाद ब्रह्म परमेश्वर. So this, Sai Ram.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Auntie. Thank you so much.
I think, Auntie, you may have to explain the meaning to everyone, may not understand, Auntie.
तू हम तुझको शीश and I bow to you, शीश नवाते हैं, हे नाद ब्रह्म परमेश्वर. You are the Parmeshwar. He is the Nada Brahma. He is called the Onkara. When it came, the first letter which came is Nada. That Nada Brahma you are. And Parmeshwar. हम तेरे ही गुण गाते हैं. Always will sing the praise of your Lord. हम तेरे ही गुण गाते हैं. हे वेद ब्रह्म जगदीश्वर. You are the originator of the Vedas. You are the one who gave Vedas. And here, tum Adi Anant. There is no end, there is no birth for the Lord. Adi Anant. Sanatana hai, you are ancient, most ancient you are. There is no birth, there is no death, but you are ancient. And at the same time, you are new also. Tu Satya Brahma Nava Nutana hai. Tu Satya Brahma Nava Nutana hai. Nutan means new. Nitya Niketana Chaitanya hai. You are that Chaitanya, that supreme consciousness in each one of us as Chaitanya. In each one of us as devotees, we have that consciousness in us. Nitya Niketana Chaitanya hai. You have made our hearts as that home. Niketan means home. Niketana Chaitanya hai. Tum hum tujhko vandan karte hain. We offer our praise to you, Lord. That is how we bow to the Lord. Hum tujhko sheesh navate hain. Sheesh means head, bowing our head to you. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Auntie.
Thank you so much.
You know, such words will not come to ordinary people like us. It is God. It is He. It is He who does it.
So it's 4:28.
I think we should stop.
Yes. You know, as Swami wanted to share, you know, how he makes things happen.
Yeah, that's that Aruna's questions suddenly came out and then it was. So Arun, you said your experience. I said my experience. All of us have that experience.
Yes, I think all of us have different ways of, you know, all of us, otherwise we wouldn't be here. I think all of us face challenges and we realize God has taken care of us.
Yeah,
that experience He has granted us all. And I think it's just a matter of recollecting, remembering, and keeping it in our awareness all times. Once we do that, then we will forget our doership.
Even to remember those incidents, Arun, especially
yes,
in my it is Swami's grace. Yeah. You know, all those things all come to me. I met a few old people. Then, you know, somebody is saying that I'm losing my Alzheimer's, I'm dementia, this and that. Oh, Bhagawan, Swami, yeah, I'm so grateful to you. That's all I can say.
Yes, Auntie. So I think, Kalyani, your question is sort of answered. You know, how do we lose our doership? It's only in His hands. And when we find that we can't do anything, and then the Lord steps in.
We can never claim, never claim any doership.
So those thoughts, I think, will close today's session. It's 4:30, and we'll meet again, and the Lord will bring us all together. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Om Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.
Sairam. It's a
Sairam.
wonderful study circle on a Navaratri day.
Ah,
I'm just
Navaratri.
realizing it. Yeah, singing and everything was very nice. Thank you
Remembering-
so much.
remembering.
Sairam.
Sairam.